Welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 845. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 20 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they can even turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. And once again, happy Sunday, everyone. As we do every Sunday here on the show, it is Sunday Story Time, where I grab a book off my shelf, whether it's one of my own books, a client book, or a book that has positively impacted me in some way. I read you an excerpt from that book and then pose some sort of learning question so you can apply it to your own work, the whole point of this show. So today I didn't really so much grab a book off my bookshelf as much as my hard drive. It's an ebook called How to Write Good by John David Mann. He's one of the authors of the best-selling Go Giver series, along with Bob Burg. So in this excerpt from How to Write Good, John David Mann is discussing a time when he and his wife went to a book reading, followed by a Q&A session by the novelist Dennis Lehane. Now, Dennis Lehane, you might be familiar with the name. He wrote the books that were turned into the movies, Mystic River and Gone Baby Gone. So while they were at the Q&A, John David Mann's wife asked Dennis Lehane a question about his process. And here, as Mann says, to the best of his memory, is how Lehane responded. When I'm starting out a new book, trying on all sorts of different ideas, sorting out which ones might work and which ones won't, it's like driving a car on the surface of a frozen lake with bad tires. You're just going everywhere. And then finally you manage to get across the lake and up the other side over an embankment, and suddenly you're on train tracks. And from there on, the car just goes. This is the fun part. At that point, you've made all the important decisions, you've committed yourself, and you just go. Once I'm on a track and I know where the book's going, I could sit down and write on the 50-yard line of the Super Bowl. But when I'm in the early part, it's torture. I can hear an ant crawling in the next room. So that was the end of Lehane's answer, and John David Mann goes on to say, it might be an overstatement to say those few paragraphs changed my life, but not by much. What he said landed in my brain with such enormous impact that it's still reverberating the way you can feel charged particles in the air long after the thunder's boom has echoed away. It wasn't so much the insight itself, as if he divulged some secret writing key that would unlock all doors. It was that I'd got a glimpse into what it was like for a writer whose stuff I loved and admired for years. It blew my mind to know that the guy who wrote Mystic River spent days feeling like he didn't have a clue what he was doing or where he was going. That, for him, sometimes it was like driving on the surface of a frozen lake with bad tires. It told me, what you're going through, it's normal. That again was an excerpt from the book How to Write Good by John David Mann. That's an ebook. I'll drop a link where you can get your free copy in the show notes today. So here's my question for all of you. How often are you connecting with other authors? Authors of varying levels of success, including highly successful, even well-known ones, and asking them about their process. Twitter is a great way to do this, but also my Inc. authors group on Facebook, which definitely has authors of varying levels of success, including highly successful published authors. This is especially important if you are feeling alone in the writing process, like the excerpt today, feeling like you're alone in the car with bad tires skidding across a frozen lake. Reaching out to other authors is a way of having someone in the car with you so you can figure out how to get off the lake and onto the railroad tracks together. So that's today's question. How often and how well are you connecting with other authors in various stages of success, various stages of the writing process? Highly encourage you to do this. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And be sure and drop by my aforementioned Ink Authors group on Facebook. Let us know how we can support your writing goals and just really be there to connect with other authors. Just to remind yourself, we're all in that skidding car together at some point. So until tomorrow, happy writing.